Thomas Markle tells the Mail on Sunday he still hasn't had the call that he longs for. The headline, Dad's plea to Meghan.
They said it was supposed to be a simple palace audit, just another one of those boring checkups where staff quietly count gowns, jewels, and shoes, making sure every royal outfit is exactly where it's supposed to be. But this time, something didn't fit. Something small but serious. A single gown worth $1,700, custom-made, fitted perfectly, was gone. Not misplaced, not delayed, gone, vanished into thin air. A designer piece, loaned for an official royal appearance, logged carefully, tagged and recorded, yet nowhere to be found. People in the royal wardrobe didn't panic at first. Things get misplaced, right? But the moment they traced the log to see who had signed it out last, a chill ran through the entire department. The name staring back from the paper wasn't just anyone. It was Meghan Markle.
See me one more time before I die. Let's get reaction from Talk's royal correspondent, Rupert Bell. Good morning, Rupert.
The room fell silent. No one said a word. No one even wanted to breathe too loudly. Meghan's name being linked to a missing gown wasn't just awkward, it was political dynamite. Not because they believed she stole anything, but because of what that one line in the audit meant. Her name on that report was enough to turn an ordinary inventory check into a royal scandal waiting to explode. And once that whisper started, there was no stopping it. Within hours, the halls of the palace were buzzing. "Is this a mistake?" someone whispered. "Did someone forget to log it back?" another asked. But the question that echoed through every corridor was the one no one dared to say out loud. Did she keep it?
Family are, it just seems like he says, she says, because by all accounts, Meghan Markle's.
Of course, the palace insisted it was just a clerical issue. A small discrepancy, they called it. But as soon as Meghan's name appeared in that report, the air shifted. Senior staff started taking it very, very seriously, because inside those walls, every item, from the tiniest brooch to the grandest gown, isn't just fashion. It's an asset, documented, signed for, and returned. So when one of those gowns, worth $1,700, went missing under Meghan's name, ignoring it wasn't an option. And when they reached out to her, hoping she might have an easy explanation, what they got instead was fire.
The team have said we've reached out, and yet the Markle team in the Philippines are saying haven't heard a dicky bird. So the whole thing is just a further testament to the breakdown of relations. We don't know.
They say Meghan's reaction was immediate, explosive. She felt attacked, cornered, and humiliated. Some claimed she snapped, that it was ridiculous, insulting even, that she would ever be questioned over something so petty. But behind her outrage, the palace staff saw a much bigger issue. To them, this wasn't personal, it was procedure. To her, it felt like an ambush. That clash of emotion versus protocol was enough to light a spark that would burn through both camps.
What exactly is going on? But what we do know is clearly Thomas Markle is very seriously ill, and it just seems as unedifying a spectacle as possible. But
what made it worse was that it hadn't even started as an investigation. This whole thing began during the most ordinary, boring part of the royal calendar, the annual wardrobe audit. Every year, staff comb through thousands of gowns, accessories, and jewelry pieces. They check them in, log them, and confirm everything came back exactly as it should. But this year, one red flag appeared on a spotless list. Gown number 447B. Custom, designer, $1,700, loaned out months earlier for an official event, never logged as returned. No scanned tag, no entry, no note, just silence. That silence was deafening. Inside the wardrobe office, alarms went off. Not sirens, but that eerie kind of tension that crawls through the room. Everyone started digging. Maybe it was filed wrong. Maybe a staffer forgot to update the system. They searched racks, storage bags, cleaning logs. Nothing. Until one auditor finally pulled the final checkout slip. The last name on the list read, "Checked out, Meghan Markle's styling department." That's when everything changed. From that moment, it wasn't about a missing gown anymore. It became about her. The palace sent word up immediately. No accusations yet, just questions. We need clarity. But when Meghan got the message, she didn't take it lightly. She reportedly felt targeted, cornered, blamed for something she hadn't done. One of her aides said she was furious that her name was even being mentioned. Her team pushed back fast, insisting it was a clerical mess-up and that she followed every rule. But the audit trail told a different story. The timeline didn't match. Emails and logs conflicted. And the gown? Still missing. Rumors began to swirl. Quietly at first, staff whispered things like, "This isn't the first time something like this has happened." They mentioned small incidents, tiny mix-ups that never saw daylight, accessories that came back late, jewelry that got misplaced, a belt that vanished for weeks before reappearing on a random rack. It wasn't theft, they said. It was pattern. Little mistakes, little confusions. But now, with a missing $1,700 gown at the center, all those jokes about souvenirs suddenly didn't feel so funny anymore. One aide reportedly muttered, "If it's Chanel or custom, good luck getting it back fast." A rumor, nothing more, but it was enough to fuel a wildfire. And when word leaked to social media, that's when the word klepto started appearing in headlines. It didn't matter that there was no proof. The internet didn't want proof. It wanted a villain. Meghan's team was livid. They sent emails defending her integrity, calling the system outdated and unreliable. They said the wardrobe software was old and glitchy, that the palace should be embarrassed for even hinting she was at fault. But every time they pushed back, the palace pushed harder. For them, this wasn't about feelings. It was about paperwork. To Meghan, it was an insult. To them, procedure. And between those two worlds, the story exploded. Rumors spread faster than the palace could react. Some claimed the gown had been spotted in Monte Carlo, hanging in a private wardrobe. Others whispered that Meghan had worn it again at a private event after stepping down from royal duties. None of it confirmed, but none of it mattered. The gossip was too juicy, too viral, too explosive to ignore. Even the palace's silence made it worse. They didn't confirm or deny anything, which to the public meant only one thing: guilt. But the worst part? Harry was dragged straight into it. As the online firestorm grew, Harry became the one caught in the middle, stuck between his furious wife and the palace's cold silence. Meghan reportedly demanded answers, wanting him to call the palace and set things straight. But Harry didn't even know who to call anymore. The doors he once had access to were closed, completely. He tried reaching out to an old aide, someone who might have helped clarify the audit mess, but no one picked up. No return call, no email, just silence. That silence broke him. People close to him said he looked lost, pacing, trying to figure out how a missing dress turned into a global embarrassment. He couldn't defend Meghan publicly without fueling more headlines, and doing nothing made it look like he agreed with them. He was trapped, exactly the place he'd promised she'd never be again. Then came the shock no one saw coming. Just as Meghan and Harry thought it couldn't get any worse, another discovery hit. There wasn't one missing item in the audit. There were two. This time, it wasn't a dress. It was a Commonwealth gift, a small but symbolic item given to Meghan during an official event. Not worth thousands, but priceless in meaning. Diplomatic property, something that by royal law must stay within the collection forever. And now, that too was missing. logged under Meghan's name, last seen before their royal exit. The palace went into full damage control. This wasn't about wardrobe anymore. It was diplomacy. You can misplace a dress, but you can't misplace a gift from another nation. That's an international incident. When Meghan found out, she was stunned. "How is this even possible?" she reportedly asked. She hadn't even known her name was tied to it. She felt ambushed all over again, convinced that someone inside the palace wanted to drag her down intentionally. For the palace, this was procedure. For Meghan, it felt like betrayal. That clash of emotion versus protocol was enough to light a spark that would burn through both camps. What made it worse was that it hadn't even started as an investigation. This whole thing began during the most ordinary, boring part of the royal calendar, the annual wardrobe audit. Every year, staff comb through thousands of gowns, accessories, and jewelry pieces. They check them in, log them, and confirm everything came back exactly as it should. But this year, one red flag appeared on a spotless list. Gown number 447B, custom, designer, $1,700, loaned out months earlier for an official event, never logged as returned. No scanned tag, no entry, no note, just silence. That silence was deafening. Inside the wardrobe office, alarms went off. Not sirens, but that eerie kind of tension that crawls through the room. Everyone started digging. Maybe it was filed wrong. Maybe a staffer forgot to update the system. They searched racks, storage